I know during the congressional hearing, the question was asked of them, about shit. I don't remember even what it was now. I just remember the response was fuck. I don't even remember the fucking response. Hold on, it'll come back to me in a minute.
Dragonfly just landed on my thumb. Oh man, it left. I was trying to get my phone and take it.
They used to speak about marriage, Rob. Whatever, dude.
NASA has set up an independent study to study UAPs.
NASA has.
Yeah, well, one of the press members asked what their budget was going to be, and they said tens of thousands or up to no more than $100,000. And I'm thinking, are you fucking shitting me? Dumb motherfuckers.
Well, they don't need that much because they already have the information on record.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, dude. They already have it. It's all on file. They don't need
right? Yeah, all they got to do is unscrub those fucking videos and shit from the ISS they scrubbed.
Yeah. Tens of thousands of dollars. Well, however much one secretary costs to pull file.
Ooh, that's dicey. Some of it's so far the fuck out there. Oh God, I almost died.
I've had my fill of some of the deeper conspiratorial stuff. I think
me too, man.
Now I do believe the shit that happened with the sunspot.
Yeah, but why didn't LMH take him up?
Because LMH has ties to the fucking sheriff and shit. She lives in Albuquerque.
I mean, maybe.
I mean, it's the most logical fucking reason that I can come up with.
Well, at least she got back to him.
Yeah, that's one thing. Or, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Hello. It's been a while. How are you doing? You both okay?
What are you doing?
Fucking marvelous.
That's good. That's better than good.
So what about you, Max? What's going on? Tell me what's happening.
I'm just forever extremely busy. It's getting out of hand. Let's put it that way.
I think we left off right when you came out of the house and saw this thing overhead. And it was like a golden light, an orb or something. And also I did some research on Aegean, and it turns out, I don't know if he sent you the link, but that's a figure in Greek mythology. The owner of the stables, one of Hercules' tasks was to clean the stables that hadn't been cleaned in thousands of years, all the dung and stuff like that. I thought that was a clever name for a waste disposal company. But they also had a lot of with government organizations there.
Whatever they actually are, who knows?
I'm Batman.
So the first thing I saw was the flash of light in the sky. I look up after another flash of light, and there they are, two balls of light side by side, pure white, not very high up. I'm just guessing, maybe 80, 60, 80, 100 feet. Not more than that. There's no way. These things were clearly really low down. Just traveling along silently, a double flash of pure white light, super bright, and in quick succession. So it was a very quick flash. And they broke at a 90-degree turn to the left and shot off over the roof of the house. So, of course, I'm gobsmacked, immediately thinking this is what my daughter must have seen the night before with our neighbor's daughter, Rihanna. And so that's when I've gone outside. So we're at the point, I think we left off, where I'd been struck with the, no other way to put it, a telepathic instruction. It's the only wording to use, which of course shocked me. And I step outside, I look up, and this thing moves must have been right over the roof of the house. And it's maybe 30 to 40 foot long. And I know, based on what happened for the next 2 nights, that it was about 5 or 6 stories up. So, because I guesstimated at first, if you put my house on top of itself, ground floor all the way up to the top of the roof, I know now, because I measured it to put an aerial up on my TV aerial, that it's just a fraction under 10 meters, which is about 30, 33 feet, right? I think there's 3 feet to a meter. So basically, if it's about 60, maximum 80 feet high, this thing was, right?
Jesus.
But as I've stepped out and looked up and it's moved over and stopped, this all happened at once. It was as if being that close to whatever it was, it felt like extreme levels of static electricity. I mean, all of the hair on my body stood on end, and that wasn't from fright at all. It was just immediate, as if I'd stepped into a bath of static electricity. I even looked down at my left forearm because all the hair, I felt all the hair going on end from the tip of my toes all up to the top of my head. But this all at once, not just that, I was getting waves of tingles going all the way up my spine, over my scalp. It was really, really powerful. And it actually felt quite nice, to be honest.
Right, a bath of static electricity.
Yeah,
and
I
feeling
know
of
that
warmth.
exact feeling. That first orb 2 years ago, Chad, or a year ago, whatever it was that I experienced. That was the same feeling that I had then.
Right, yeah.
It actually felt really nice because of the way that it was going up and down my spine, over my head. It was like, I think French say frisson, and it was just powerful, overwhelming, that physical feeling of that. But at the same time, this all happened at once, right? So I step out over the doorstep, looking up, absolutely gobsmacked, all of the static. I then realize how absolutely silent it is. I mean, I still remember really crystal clear hearing myself breathing, and that was it. It was like being in a vacuum. And the same time, as I've stepped out, looked up, all of this is at once, I felt an extremely unnatural. It was not from me. There's no way. It was like a flick of a switch, as if the intense feeling of love, a joyous love, that actually brought tears to my eyes. You know, my eyes swelled up, and I'd do anything to live that moment again. And it was the kind of love that I'd only ever felt at the birth of my children before. It's not like the kind of love where you know, for a girlfriend, a wife, or whatever. This was very specific. This feeling, emotion was triggered so instantly, and it was just unusual, right? It doesn't make sense.
Now, there are all kinds of wonderful stories to illustrate this sort of control that they can have over our perceptions. I was working with a woman once who was recalling an experience. She's on the table inside a ship. There's a physical examination taking place. It's extremely painful, demeaning, and so forth. And she is not only enraged and furious, but she's scared to death, and she's undergoing pain. And the head alien, as we know from these accounts, often happens, walks over, puts his hand across her forehead, and she said the pain disappeared. She felt waves of the most profound love she has ever felt in her life. She said she would sacrifice her own children for the love that she felt for this being. It was just beyond anything she had ever known. No pain, no anger, and total love. He walked away from her, took his hand away, of course. The pain came back. She began to get angry again. She was hurting again. She was furious again. And he came back and he put his hand on her head, and she would have again sacrificed her children for that love. Now, that kind of manipulation is, of course, something that's part and parcel with the alien means of operating.
So there's this absolute silence, pin drop silence, static electricity, the feeling of overwhelming love, and also feeling of as if whatever it had done to tell me to go outside and look up, don't close the door, go outside and look up. From the moment it had done that, it hadn't broken that connection. It felt tangible, like I knew that it knew, whatever it is, knew everything about me. It could read me. It knew what I was thinking. It was very, very clear to me. It was like a knowing. I knew it felt. I felt that way.